What's going on, YouTube? I promised a couple weeks ago I'd put out a video about my knife collection in response to Eric 1111. So here's that video, brother. I'll start out with some of my Benchmades, probably some of my favorite ones. The first one is going to be your standard, just normal. It's your Griptilian. It's just we got the Griptilian there. I don't have specs pulled up. I'm just gonna go through these, and it's probably, this one's just the standard non semi assisted. And then I've got my Emissary, and I've also got the Barrage, mini Barrage. This one is an assisted opening, so it's literally, it will literally pop up there, and you got that one there. So I got the Emissary and the mini Barrage, and this one I've got in gray. It's just kind of a nicety there. Let's see. And that one also. This one will also open assisted. Unfortunately, in Illinois, you can't have anything that's automatic, so I have no automatic blades whatsoever. So those are probably my three Benchmades that I pretty much carry around. But when I was in nursing school in 2014, I kind of had a knife addiction. I haven't bought a knife since probably the end of 2014 or so, give or take. Spyderco, let's see here. Got a couple Spydercos. The big ones, I'm just going to show you a couple, but I've got a Tenacious. I've got the Tenacious, let's see what else I got here. Got the Dragonfly in orange and the Dragonfly Salt. The Tenacious, the Ambitious. But the big one is my paramilitary. My paramilitaries are probably my favorite blades out of all of them. And it's got the S30V steel. I got that. Let's see if I can get that to get in focus. I don't know if it's going to focus very well, but yeah. I like the spider holes on the Spydercos because it makes it easier to flip out and open up, and the lock back on it's really good. Let's see here. And here's the little salt knives I was talking about. These guys are really tiny. I have a hard time opening these because, but you want something that's really small, that's non-obtrusive, that's not hard to, you know, this isn't as intimidating as some of the bigger knives, which no knife should be intimidating to people, honestly, if they're used properly, and it's a tool. I mean, all my blades that I have are they're collections, and I do use them on occasion. Some of them I use more than others, but I'm trying to see if I can find. This is an old standby. This is the Spyderco Delica 4. And the nice thing with the Delica is it's a very, I think this blade runs about 40, you probably pick them for about $40 now. But this is just an old standby, very, very well made knife. If you want something that's made well, and it has, the steel that it's using is actually VG10 from Seki City, Japan. This is the first knife I ever purchased, and they hold up well, they sharpen well. They also dull out faster than S30V, but the problem with S30V is when you sharpen it, it does hold an edge for a long time, but sharpening it is a real pain in the butt. There's no doubt about that. Let's see here. I've got some cold steel blades. I got a Recon 1 cold steel. This guy's this is, I think, the last blade I bought is a Spyderco Para 3. But there's the Recon 1. And this is more of a tactical blade. The jimping on it's not the best. I mean, if you can see that, but so surprisingly, it's just one of those things that, you know, it doesn't have jimping up here, so it's harder to hold the grip on it. But you know, for cutting and stuff like that, these things do really well. And these guys are using CTS CHP steel going on there. I've got a couple Kershaws as well. This is the Kershaw, let me see what this one is. This is a Ken Onion design. This is the Leak. These are also very well made and very on the cheaper side for blades. It's also it's assisted opening as well. Of course, my favorite color is blue, so I couldn't pass up this little guy here, which is the where to go? This one is my Scallion. It's kind of got a recurve blade on it. And a CRKT, this is the Moxie, I believe is what this one is. Yep, the CRKT Moxie. This one is a lot harder. You have to push in to assist open that one. There's one thing I don't like about that, but it's got a decent blade on it. And then to close it up. This is also a Kershaw. This one is the Hinderer design. And this one's kind of interesting in the fact that it's assisted opening. And it's got a very good feel to it as well. But, you know. This, I believe, was only, if I'm not mistaken, I paid $20 for that one. Something like that. So none of, I mean, I've got some blades that are decently expensive, but some of them, let's see, this guy. There's another cold steel that I own. I think this one is actually the American Lawman. Got a bigger blade on it, but one of the places that I buy knives from is actually, it's local. It's a place called GP Knives, which is literally 20 minutes from me, if that, by driving. So if you go online, it's between them and Blade HQ. They are out of, I believe, Idaho. But Blade HQ is another place I buy blades. But once I found out about GP Knives being as close, they actually have a storefront, and it's one of the I think the second largest knife ordering place. There's a couple other like cutlery shop and stuff like that, but they sell. I was able to go and pick up blades there, and just walk in and buy them, so I didn't have to order them online. And I mean, even if I did order it online, I could always, you know, send it back, or not send it back, but it'd be here in like a day, because it's literally like right up the street. Then I've got this little guy here. This is a Gerber dime, just a little multi-tool that I use. This one I actually took out of my thing because I do use this thing quite often. It's a good little multi-tool for a small one. And then I've got the full, the Leatherman, the Leatherman Wave. And if you're looking for more of a larger multi-tool, this guy's kind of an interesting one there. Not too bad there. Let's see what else I got in here. I got the ZT knives. This is the ZT. Let's see here. Which one? 0560 Blackwash Hinderer. This guy is... I picked this one up. I don't use this one at all because of the blade size, but it's more of a collectible. I typically don't carry blades out, even though I'm not going to use them on people. I mean, why would you? Unless you absolutely got into a situation where you had to defend yourself, which is very rare. I mean, it can happen, but I typically, these are more collectible items. And let's see what this one is. This is my Benchmade. This is the big boy. This is one of the bigger ones. I think this is the large emissary. Benchmade. I've got a lot of Benchmade Kershaw, zero tolerance, cold steel. And this one's also assisted opening. This one's on more on their higher end level knives. Very good feel to it though. So, one thing, as most knife loaders own, no, but you really don't want to use these to cut cardboard. It will dull the blade out really fast, but paper and stuff like that, and carving tree branches and stuff like that, you know, use a cheaper knife for that stuff. But you know, they're nice to have and own. And then my big boy, this is the one, this is my prize in possession. This is the last one I'm going to show you guys tonight. This one is my, I want to make sure I get this. This is a Chris Reeve large Sebenza 25 with micarta inlays. This guy, I don't flip open. Look it up. I'm not going to tell you how much it costs because these things are kind of just like premium Bibles. This is one of the, I mean, this is not a custom blade, but he does custom make these, but these are not, it's not as expensive as some custom knives you can get, but if you look there, I mean, you've got focus, there we go. But this guy's my pride and possession here when it comes to knife blades. I'm having a hard time getting it to focus, but anyways, there we go. But this is the Sebenza 25 large. This guy uses some serious, I mean, this thing is like, Chris Reeves does a really good job with these. It's also made in Idaho. It's like I don't know what the blade, let me look and see what it is on that. It's like S60 or S90V steel or something like that. The steel on it's really up there. And then when they put the micarta inlays in there, it's makes it even more. But again, this knife would be really hard. The harder the steel it is, the harder it is to sharpen. But the longer the edge lasts. And then of course it comes with the what do you call it there? The little knife end on there. So this is probably the one, I have carried this, I just don't cut with it. It's, like I said, this is up there with like your Scallion and RL Allens, except it's a lot more expensive than that. In all honesty, this is a blade that some people do carry these and use them. I don't. It's just at the time, this was, when I was collecting knives, this was my one that I collected. I mean, you can get some knives out there that are made that kind of like anything else, where they only make so many a year, and we're talking over $1,000. That's not where that one's at. Some blades I've seen go for upwards of $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a blade, which is, I thought was insane. I would never spend that much, but that one's for I think it's $425 for a standard small Sebenza. That one is, I believe, when I purchased it, if they still make it, it was about $5.25, I think, and that's the most expensive knife that I own. Just figured I'd put this out there, and God bless, brother. I put that out there in response to your knife review video, or knife video that you put out, but I still have some of them. I do carry them on occasion. I always have a blade on me for cutting things up, like paper and parachute cord and stuff like that. I used to make parachute bracelets, so I do use knives for that kind of purpose. Yeah, they come in, some people will cut steak with them, stuff like that. I don't go that far because you got to clean them up, make sure they're oiled and well lubricated. But figured I'd put that video out, and you guys have a great and blessed day. And in Jesus' name, amen, and take care, YouTube. Bye.